to explain that he turned down 4 years for $84 million and ended up with a 1 year for $5.9 million.
It's just a straight-up miscalculation.
Yeah.
I think it's as simple as that. I don't know what Skip's going to say, is that his personalities with people in the locker room, I don't know. But to me, this was a straight-up misreading of the market. And his advisors and all, I mean, shame on them. Because when you look, I get it. He's a good player. We all know that. Last 5 years, he's about 16 points, 6 assists, 5 or 6 assists a game. He's a solid starter and a very good backup. All right, so he's a really good player. But if you look at the market and what guys signed for, it's comparable to what the Lakers offered. 4 years, $84 million. He thought he was worth $100 million. But Spencer Dinwiddie, comparable, right? 3 years, $62 million. That's about the same thing. Lonzo, 4 years, $85. Lonzo's younger. He might be better eventually, but, you know, comparable players and numbers. Evan Fournier, 4 years, $78 million. Even DeMar DeRozan, who's better than him, got $85 million. Will Barton, 2 years, $32 million. Here's the one, to me, guys, that really shows you what the market was like. Reggie Jackson, 2 years, $22 million with the Clippers. I didn't think the Clippers would be able to bring him back knowing they could only offer $10 million in the first year of a deal. So I thought he'd get more money than that. So it shows you that the market was nowhere near what Dennis Schroder thought it was. Now, look, I get why he signed a one-year deal with the Celtics, right? He wants to play well, get out there next season, back on the market next summer, and make up his money. He's going in as the backup. He started with LeBron and AD. There's no way he's going to be happy being the backup to Marcus Smart on a lesser team. I'm sure he thinks he's better than Marcus Smart. And in a lot of ways he is, and in other ways he isn't. But he's probably going to go out there and really want to show some stuff this year. And that could be a problem with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So this is bad because he probably never make up that money. I think he'd have to get a max deal next summer for himself psychologically to get past what he just lost. And we know he's not going to get a max deal. So this is a rough one for him.
And you left out Mike Conley, because I think Mike Conley re-signed with Utah 3 years, $72 million, yeah, which is $24 million. It's $24 million a year, if my math serves me correct. Right. 24 is 48, plus another 24 is 72. That's what the market, Skip. That's the market. But guess what? Once all those guys got signed, the Kyle Lowry, the Chris Paul, Lonzo, Mike Conley, Dinwiddie, Reggie Jackson, D. Rose, Patty Mills, ain't got no money. It's like back to school. Skip, I can go get a backpack a lot cheaper in October than I can the last week of July, the first week of August.
That's a fact.
So what, bro, you had the money in your hands. And you was like, nah, I'm good. You talking about fumbling the bag, Chris? That's a suitcase. I think we've all traveled enough in our life, Skip. You was a columnist, and you The Mavericks offered 4 years, $70 million. He ended up getting a qualifying offer, 1 year, $4 million. Bro, you can't make that kind of mistake. You can't pocket watch and say, I'm better than that guy. You don't know what they think of you. If the team you're with, man, I'm here at Fox. Why am I worried about what CNN or somebody else? Man, they go, no, okay, I'm good right here. I'm good with my own dog Skip. I ain't going nowhere. Y'all crazy.
So, the first mistake that Dennis Schroder made was the day he walked in the door with the Lakers. He decided, I'm a starter, and I'm my own man, and I am not going to defer to LeBron James. I'm not going to kiss his feet. I'm not going to genuflect. I'm not going to pay homage. I'm going to be me. I'm going to do me. And he's a pretty good me. but you have to show LeBron some respect. And I think he showed him little to none to start with. Like, I'm my own man. I'm going to be a starter for the first time, and he was.
I've done that backup thing.
Yes, I've done that backup thing. And I thought in stretches he played very well. And defensively, he never gets enough credit because he is one of the better perimeter defenders in the league.
They call him Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace. LeBron, I think, nicknamed him that, right? He finished 29th in the league in defensive win shares, which is very good. If you're top 30 in the league, and to me, there were nights when he was dominating on defense because he's got Patrick Beverly in him, but he's quicker than Pat Beverly, right? And on offense, he can be lightning quick, like maybe as quick as anybody in the league. So that's what he's got going for him. At what do you give him? Is he
six foot tall,
6 feet, 6'1", maybe? Okay.
6 feet,
maybe just 6 feet. So the point was, when you don't pay respect to LeBron, all of a sudden there starts to be a little bit of friction between the two of you. Now you're on your own, right? He's not going to fight for you. He's not going to defend you. But they say, well, we still love you, and we're going to offer you this much money. And he's saying, no, I'm going to bet on myself, because he's thinking they got a chance to go back-to-back and go win another championship, right?
Right.
You told me if LeBron and AD stay completely 100% healthy, you believe that team would have won the championship. Well, that's called betting on yourself, because even if you go along for the proverbial ride on the championship, would that not have made his star power, his value much higher on the open market?
Probably.
But instead, look, LeBron obviously is still the face of this league. If you fail with LeBron James, for whatever reason, if you are the reason, a lot of people thought he was the reason this team didn't make it despite the injuries, then the league is going to shun you. The league's going to say, hey, if you can't work with that guy, you can't work with us.
Skip, name the guy that LeBron didn't get paid. Matthew Dellavedova got 4 years, $32 million. Mozgov got $16 million a year. JR, Tristan, Shump.
But they were all seen as working with LeBron.
Yeah.
Like they fit with LeBron, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Schroder was seen as not fitting in with LeBron, correct? And it just killed him on the open market.
Chris, what you said earlier, that going to Boston, realizing that he turned down $84 million and now he's playing for 5.9, trying to show. I felt that hurt him, because I felt that a large part of last season was about him trying to prove and get a contract. So he wasn't playing to try to win ball games. I'm going to try to get a contract. And if I win in the process of that, oh, be it. But I need to show that I'm a $100 million man. Bruh, trust me, if you blow $84 million, you'll blow $100 million. So I don't really know what you can do with $84 million that you can.
I agree. And from the day he entered, I've loved his swag.
Yeah.
Right. And then him being from Germany, you know, it's like, wow, this dude, Germany, and he got this kind of swag. I mean, I remember watching him in Summer League and liking that.
Yep.
But it's an imbalance. He wasn't able to balance it because he, like you said, Skip, he went to the Lakers with too much swag.
Yeah.
You can have your swag, but you have to understand LeBron is the man. And no matter how good you are, it's no shame to defer to LeBron James.
Thank you.
And so had he done that and fit in, he would have got his money, fit in, and been in a much better situation. And now, look, Tatum and Jalen don't want a point guard that's going to be out there necessarily getting 20 points a night. The offense is going to run through those two.
Hold on.
It's going to run through those two.
Kimba. They try to make it work with Kimba. Now, Kimba has some knee issues, but this is they're like, we going to hang our hat on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So if you think you're going to go in there and get 15, 16 shots a night and take from them, they're going to get you right on out of there.
Well, we'll see, because remember, he's still only 27 years of age, so he's going to bet on himself one small year at 5.9 so he can hit the market again. I still think he's a very good basketball player.
So you think he'll get a max contract?
A max?
A max contract, Nick.
No.
Not max.
No, but he might get what you would consider a bag.
Okay. Yeah, well, he's going to need to get, if he get,
honestly.
But if he plays like Reggie Jackson, if he played like Reggie Jackson in the playoffs, maybe we own to something, Chris. Maybe, because Reggie Jackson balled out. Reggie Jackson was on a vet min contract last year. He ended up getting $11 million a year. Well, if Dennis Schroder would have done that, Dennis Schroder was awful in the playoffs.
He was. I agree.
Right. He may have to take another short-term deal next year. Because, again, is he going to have the opportunity to show that much? I mean, he'll show something. But we know Boston, even if he goes there, fits in, plays really well, how far are they going? There's 3 other teams we can all name that are probably better than Boston in the East. So at best, he's only helping a team get to the second round.
Yeah. Well, 3. Well, we know the Bucks and the Nets off the hand. Miami gonna be better than them.
They will.
Miami,
I agree.
Philly, if they figure it out, right?
With Knicks with Fourier now.
Yeah.
So
Atlanta.
Yeah. So it ain't like they surefire, Skip.
Nope.
But I just know that I know the Big West. Don't mess with the West. Don't mess with the West.
Is that what you're saying? Chris, all right. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your take on that. Coming up, did we see a side to Dak last night that we haven't seen before?